Well, maybe I should make breakout rooms just in case somebody needs to confer while we're doing
I did some
things.
already, Judge.
Say that again?
I did some already.
Oh, did you? Okay, great. All right, I'll bring in the participants. Admit all. Oh, I didn't make Miss Sanchez co-host. I don't know why I didn't see it.
I did.
You did it? Okay. All right. All right. All right. Good morning, everyone. Looks like everybody's here. Welcome to County Court 9. We're going to take care of some issues right away. We have, it looks like 3 pleas lined up: Joy Hallam, Jesus Estrada, and Ricardo Estrada. I do have a Mr., I guess maybe it's Mr., I'm not sure. Jamie M. Walker, are you here? Okay, Jamie Marie Walker. Can you please unmute yourself?
Hi, yes, this is me.
Okay, all right. So the reason I have set this matter for a compliance hearing is, do you have an attorney, ma'am?
No, but I
Oh,
did
you
have
do,
one,
yeah.
but
Yeah, he's
they
had
told
some
me.
health issues, right?
Yeah,
So
yes, ma'am.
I believe you have a new attorney. Leda, who is her new attorney?
Your Honor, she hasn't submitted the application,
Oh,
and that's what I was waiting for.
oh, okay. So, okay, then I'm going to ask you to join Miss Castillo in a breakout room, Miss Walker, so you can get through that process, okay? Unless you want time to hire a new attorney.
Um, I mean, I got the application. I just have to go get it off the phone.
Yeah, well, I know,
And
but we need to do it because
okay,
there's a problem with your pretrial. Is a problem with you. Um, you had a high blood alcohol content on your ignition interlock. This was dated December 22. Now, I don't know, maybe things have gotten better since then, but the pretrial officer is here on that. Um, is that right? Let's see, who did I see? Miss Macias, good morning. How are you today?
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm good, thank you. How about yourself?
I'm good, thank you. So I brought Miss Walker in on a compliance hearing because I have 13 pages of uh, data on the second violation report. So I think we need to. She's had a problem that her attorney became ill and hasn't been able to help her recently. So I want us to get on the same page. Is there a problem with communication, Miss Walker?
no, no problem.
Oh, no problem. Okay, so then why do I have, um, well, roughly 12 pages on how you've done on the ignition interlock? It's doesn't look too good. It actually says the ignition interlock device installed in defendant's vehicle registered violations due to high high BRAC readings. So it's blood alcohol and blood breath tests. And this was as of December 21. Now, now we are now in January. So has she had any more problems with her ignition interlock, Ms. Macias?
No, Your Honor, as of right now, she's been in compliance.
Okay. Well, I guess I've set this for today back, I guess it was on December 26th. So I guess we need to have better communication from pretrial because at this point, this looked pretty serious, but obviously we had the holidays in the middle. But I don't have, I get from y'all violation reports, but I don't get any reports that tell me that they have, gotten better or are now complying or are now, so how can we fix that? You're muted, Miss Macias.
Oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor. As of right now, Miss Jamie Walker's been in compliance with the device. Other than that, there's nothing else in regards to not being
Okay,
in compliance.
so when did the problem end?
I'm sorry, but the violation report was
No, I know when that was done, but that was as of December 22nd. Now we're January 14th. When did she stop having a problem with BRAC and BACs on her ignition interlock?
from that was the last report, Your Honor. I believe she's pending calibration. Give me a moment. Looking that up. She's pending calibration on the 26th, Your Honor, of this month. I haven't received any other reports,
All right.
Your Honor.
So I guess what I want to know is I want to be on the same page. When Ms. Walker stops having a problem, and I'm still concerned that she has not been made aware that she has a problem. I mean, I had her come in today. Actually, she's here. She was supposed to be here yesterday, but I'm taking her away from work and other things that are important because this is important too. I want her to continue to do well on her pretrial record. So, is there any way that pretrial can send me something as a follow-up? You all filed this on December 22nd. I signed it on the 26th. So as of the 26th, it wasn't a problem anymore. Is that right?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay, so how can I know not to be bringing people in for compliance hearings when they actually take it seriously and do what they need to do? I guess that's my problem, right? How am I going to know that? I mean, I'm taking your time away from other things you need to be doing. I'm taking Ms. Walker away. I'm also making other people on the docket wait. So I just really, the reason I have these compliance hearings is because communication has been very bad, and it's nobody's fault. It's the pandemic. But at the same time, I want to know how we can improve communication so that we do not, we don't spin our wheels. So can you think about that and maybe talk to somebody and see how I can get an updated report if it is no longer a problem?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, please. Even maybe a phone call to me or to Aleda or to the clerk that everything is fine. We don't need to do a compliance hearing on it. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
I know you guys are busy. I understand that. But this is also taking away from other things that you need to be doing. So I just want us to try to get, more effective. Okay, let me see, the other compliance hearing I have is on Jonathan Jimenez. That was a first violation report, but let me see. Oh,
Judge.
actually, Yeah,
Sorry, this is the court reporter. If we're on the record, Judge, may I ask that Miss Walker be muted for the background noise?
yes, please, Miss Walker. Well, Miss Walker, you're excused,
Yes.
ma'am. You can log off. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank
Have a good
y'all.
day. Bye-bye.
You too. Oh.
I'm sorry, Ms. Guerrero. I just am not really paying attention to the background noise. I know it's hard for you, so thank you for reminding me. Okay, so at this time, is Jonathan Jimenez here? Yes, okay. And is Ms. Blake here?
No, and I did a re-invite, Your Honor.
All right, well, let me see what is the problem here. Okay, so this was December 31, and Mr. Jimenez had not reported to pretrial, and he was released from jail in August. So, okay, Mr. Jimenez, can you tell me what was the problem? Why didn't you report before that?
I didn't have no Wi-Fi or anything.
You didn't have Wetler?
I didn't have no Wi-Fi or anything to join the Zoom meeting.
Oh, okay. So is
And
that the only way to report by Zoom,
mhm,
Miss
yes,
Iglesias?
yes, ma'am. Because I don't got a right to the courtroom.
Okay. All right. So, but you now have reported, right? Because,
Yes, ma'am.
okay. So it's not a problem anymore. Is that right, Miss Macias?
No, ma'am.
Miss Macias?
Your Honor, I'm not his pretrial officer for Mr. Jimenez.
Okay. That's
Your
Mr.
Honor,
Bohac. Yes.
this is Officer Castillo. I'm overseeing Mr. Jimenez's case
Oh, thank
pre-trial.
you. All right.
It did formerly belong to Officer Bohac. It was recently transferred to my caseload,
Okay.
and Mr. Jimenez called on the 6th of January to complete his pre-trial check-in. I believe what the problem was, he had been reporting to Officer Bohac, not knowing that he actually had to report to me. We did send him text messages and some voicemails,
Okay.
and we were finally able to get him on the phone on the 6th, and I was able to complete his pre-trial check-in and to make sure that he was remaining compliant to his conditions, and he is aware that he has to check in again with us after his court proceedings on February the 9th.
Okay, great. You did understand all that, Mr. Jimenez?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. Well, as it turns out, we don't have a problem, right, with
No,
Mr.
ma'am.
Jimenez, and we don't have a problem with Miss Walker. So, all right. Well, thank you all very much. I just really would like to find a way to get more current so that I signed this apparently on January 6th, and I set it for yesterday. Yeah, so I just don't want to be wasting your time, Mr. Castillo or Miss Macias or Mr. Jimenez or Miss Walker. But I do want to, intervene early so that we can get everyone on the right path if that's what the problem is. So thank you all very much for being here, and I guess I'm going to, I normally wait till the third violation report, but the offense that Mr. Jimenez is charged with is a little more serious than others. So I just wanted to be sure and bring him in right now. All right, so Mr. Jimenez, thank you, sir, for being here, and you're welcome to log off at this time. Just stay, keep up your good record with reporting with pretrial, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Have
you,
a good
sir.
day.
You too, sir.
Bye.
Ms. Macias, thank you, sir. Bye-bye. Ms. Macias and Mr. Castillo, thank you all very much for being here and clarifying things. You all have a wonderful day. You're welcome to log off. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. At this time, I believe we are going to proceed with our, let me see. We have on our docket in the state of Texas versus Joy Heather Hellum. And Ms. Headland is here on her case.
Yes.
So we're going to do that plea. Good morning. And then we have Jesus Angel Estrada. Is that Mr. Brown's? Okay. I think I have that one too. All right. Okay. We are ready to...
Judge George Schaefer in the courtroom.
Okay. Tell me again, Deputy Butler, who's in the courtroom?
George Schaefer.
Okay.
Mr. Ortiz.
Okay, and we do have Mr. Ortiz is here, right?
He is, Your Honor. I'm bringing him forward so you can see him.
Okay, great. Good morning, sir. All right, how are you doing, Mr. Ortiz?
Doing fine. Thank
You
God.
doing okay with this pandemic that we're having?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, good to hear. Okay, so Mr. Schaefer, Mr. Ortiz was supposed to be in court yesterday, if I remember correctly.
That's correct, Your Honor. His case number is 610380. He was on the first page of yesterday's docket,
Okay.
and we would ask the court to recall any warrant that might have been issued.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Schaefer. Mr. Ortiz, your lawyer has done you a great favor because when you are not in court on the scheduled setting, it's my, well, and I don't like to do it. I normally will issue a warrant and then you'll be brought into court that way. But obviously, I do not want to do that, and your attorney has been very mindful of that. So he brought you in, so you won't have to worry about a warrant, okay?
Thank you.
I do want to remind you that if you have a setting, you must appear, even if it's just for a couple of minutes, so I can mark you present, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Schaefer. I appreciate it so much.
May we be excused, Your Honor?
Yes, sir. You all have a wonderful weekend. Take care.
Same to you. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. You too. Okay. I am going to take 2 seconds to send an email to the clerks so I do not forget about this. 1 second. I'll be right back. You know what, Aleda? What was the name of Mr. Ortiz? What was his first name?
Jesse,
Thank you. Okay. All right. All right, at this time we're going to call cause number 653879. Ms. Hallam, will you please unmute yourself and raise your right hand to be sworn? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, ma'am. You may lower your hand. This is cause number 653879, the state of Texas versus Joy Hallam. Counsel, please make your announcements.
Rita Sanchez for the state.
and Valerie Headland for defendant Joy Hallam.
Are you Joy Hallam?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
You've been charged, and you'll see on the screen a document entitled Defendant's Waiver of Constitutional Rights. That shows you that you've been charged with obstruction of a highway. Actually, there is an amendment. Is that right, Ms. Sanchez?
Yes, Judge, the state would just move to amend the information by waiving count number 1, driving while intoxicated and proceeding solely on count 2, obstruction of a highway.
Any objection?
No objection.
All right, so I know that y'all had already made this agreement beforehand, but now this is on the record. Furthermore, I want to change it from highway to roadway. Is anybody going to object to that?
No objections.
No objection.
All right, thank you. All right, so Ms. Hallam, the offense you're charged with is obstruction of a roadway as a Class B misdemeanor. The range of punishment for that is up to 180 days in Bexar County Jail and or a fine up to $2,000. You understand that, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
We're going to go to page 2 where it shows defendant's signature. Did you sign that, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that by signing that document, you are waiving your right to a jury trial, your right to remain silent, as well as those other rights listed in that document?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have an agreement with the state and I follow it, but then later tonight, tomorrow, you change your mind, you want to take back your plea, you would need my permission to do that, but I do not have to give that permission. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
If I assess a harsher punishment than what you have agreed to, then you can take back your plea and nothing you've said or signed for today's hearing can be used against you. And if you choose to plead no contest to this offense, you need to know that I can still find you guilty of this offense. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Hedlund, have you had an opportunity to discuss the charge with Ms. Hallam?
I have.
In your opinion, does she have a factual as well as a rational understanding of the charge?
She does.
Has she been able to assist you in her defense?
Absolutely.
I approve the waiver. Is there an agreement?
Yes, Judge, the agreement is a $400 fine. The state has agreed to probate the entire fine with court costs, 12 months deferred adjudication, the DWI education course, victim impact panel, a TAP evaluation, ignition interlock for half the term, 40 hours of community service, and $60 reimbursement to Texas DPS.
Ms. Hedlund, is that your understanding of the agreement?
It is, Your Honor, but I would like to request the court to take a couple things into consideration, but that is our agreement.
Okay. All right. So, Ms. Hallam, to the offense of obstruction of a roadway as a Class B misdemeanor, how do you plead, ma'am?
No contest?
Is anybody forcing you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you doing this of your own free will?
Yes, Your Honor.
I accept your plea. I am going to assess a $400 fine plus court costs. However, $400 of that fine is probated. I am not making any findings of guilt. I'm going to place you on deferred adjudication for a period of 12 months. You are to complete the DWI education course, the victim impact panel, the ATP evaluation, and on your vehicle install ignition interlock for 1/2 your term of probation. Pay $60 restitution to DPS and complete 40 hours community service. I wanted to hear from Ms. Hedlund. What else did you want?
Yes, Your Honor. I filed with the court an affidavit of inability to afford court costs. That should be accepted in your file. I also filed an amended personal data sheet because I noticed in the paperwork that it was missing some of the fields. So that should also be in the final file.
Okay.
Miss Hallam, this has been a year exactly to the day today since she was arrested for this offense. She unfortunately lost a big job. She was a regional CPS investigator for Department of Family and Protective Services. She is now substantially down in income, and she had to take an hourly position because of the case pending. She's on the brink of foreclosure for her home, and but she did accept a position with MHMR, and I see nothing but bright things for Ms. Hallam in the future. She's also a former probation officer. She lives in Fort Worth. So the first request would be that she be allowed to report from Fort Worth here into San Antonio via Zoom or however probation is doing it these days with COVID. The second request would be under 42A.408 E2, because it's an obstruction of the highway, I would request that the court grant a waiver for the ignition interlock. Ms. Hallam has absolutely zero criminal history. The monthly obligation for the ignition interlock is very tough for her. In lieu, she would be willing to do submit to random or monthly UAs as deemed necessary. But I do believe it's not a mandatory requirement. If it's up to the court's discretion that it's not necessary for the safety of the community. I think those are the two main issues. And then I would also ask that the court set supervisory fees as low as possible to assist Ms. Hallam.
Okay. Does the state have anything to add?
Just briefly, Judge, I did confer with defense on all of these issues. The state did agree to probate the entire fine due to the defendant's current situation, which we are very sympathetic to. We do request that ignition interlock be made a part of the agreement. The state did waive the driving while intoxicated count, and we did proceed on an obstruction. If the court feels ignition interlock is not necessary, then at the very least we would ask that the defendant submit to random UAs just for half the term of the probation. However, of course, we'll defer to your judgment, Your Honor, on what to do with that.
All right, thank you. All right, so I don't have that affidavit in front of me on the that you submitted.
Okay.
So let me ask. So at this time, she's working hourly for family
MHMR in Fort Worth, mental health.
Oh, okay. And how much is she making an hour?
What is in the affidavit is $19.50 per hour, and her prior income was it was $80,000 annually, and so now and she has a mortgage, she has credit cards, so she is facing pretty significant financial burdens. She's been shucking and jiving and making it work this whole time, and staying employed, but she is really looking forward to getting this behind her so that she can get back to her regular level of income.
All right. So does she live alone?
Yes, she is single.
Okay. No children?
No.
Okay. As far as the ignition interlock, I can give her a choice of Smart Start Mobile or ETG. ETG is probably the cheapest. She would have to submit UAs on Mondays and Thursdays. So,
Joy, would you rather do that? ETG.
Yes. What is? Can you tell me what an ETG is?
It's like a UA. I mean, it is a UA, but it's actually very accurate and will find any residue or traces of alcohol more than just a regular UA. And I use it when I can't give ignition interlock for more enhanced DWIs because it's pretty reliable. Is that right, Mr. Richardson?
The ETG?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, I mean, it's something we can rely on to make sure that nobody's having any alcohol while they're on probation, right?
Yes. There was one other question. I thought I'd heard TAP evaluation in the initial plea. Is it
part of the
ETG or
agreement.
TAP?
I'm sorry?
Was it an ATP or a TAP evaluation? I thought I'd heard.
Well, I thought it was the same thing. So I think that Ms. Sanchez did say TAP evaluation. Is that, so what's the significance of that?
So a TAP evaluation is like a more in-depth, like kind of questionnaire on past like substance use and things like that. Whereas the ATP is just kind of asking like most recent stuff. The TAP will go like all the way back into like your teenage years and stuff like that.
Okay, so that's what Ms. Sanchez had said. Okay, so.
I
so
ask a
that-
question, a judge to Mr. Richardson and ask how much the ETG submissions are per visit?
Yes.
It's $10.
Okay. And are you aware if she could go to a lab in Fort Worth area to do those?
I believe so. When she does talk to intake, they'll give her further instruction on that.
Okay.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's just, her having to get to the place to do that. That's
right.
most inconvenient part of it. And so, yeah, I can see that there's a big disparity in her income. I will give you minimum supervisory fees. So how many hours a week are you working, ma'am?
40.
40, okay. So that's a big difference from your prior income, but that's not unusual when people have this kind of situation. Unfortunately, it's pretty expensive to be, in this situation. So,
would it be possible to, for your honor, to just put the two conditions as an either or, and then Ms. Hallam, when she talks to intake, she can make the decision about the ETGs versus the Smart Start device?
yeah, the Smart Start is more expensive.
Okay.
And then
I just twice a week for 20 a week for.
Well, no, it would only be for
6 months.
Right,
Okay.
6 months, right. So, yeah, I mean, I think that you've done a great job for her, getting her obstruction of even a roadway. Because
right.
that, in my opinion, is going to cause her less grief while she's doing this program. So we are trying to help her, but I just,
yes.
I don't know how much more we can help.
Okay.
So I'm going to approve the substitution of the ETG, and if she finds that it's just too inconvenient, if she wants to do the Smart Start Mobile, she can find that she can do that for 6 months, and she can choose that.
Okay.
I'm going to order minimum supervisory fees, and then we've already waived,
yes.
probated the fine, so.
Yes, thank you very much.
All right. Okay, so is there anything further from the state?
No, Your Honor, nothing further. Thank you.
All right. So, and you have an updated personal data sheet, Ms. Hallam. Do you swear that everything that is in that personal data sheet is true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. At this time, I believe that we can adjourn this hearing. I do need to tell you that deferred adjudication is a great result because you obviously have hopefully a bright future. You have wonderful experience, wonderful credentials, and if you succeed at this deferred adjudication, you will not have a conviction. That's really important. But you need to know the downside, that if for some reason the state finds a need to file a motion to revoke your community supervision, and I find sufficient reason to follow it, then I can give you that conviction, revoke your community supervision, and assess up to 180 days in Bear County Jail, and you would have a very limited right of appeal. So it's really almost an all or nothing. So I think it's the more information you have, I think the better off you are. And so I want to wish you the best of luck, and hopefully this will go smoothly and you can get on with your life, okay?
I have no doubt it's going to go very smoothly. I have all the
Good.
faith in Miss Hallam. So thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, I'm going to ask you at this time to meet with Mr. Richardson in a breakout room. And Miss Headland, if you would like to join them also, that would be great.
Okay.
You will get a prompt on your screen momentarily. It'll say join room such and such. Just click on that and it'll take you there.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes, Ms. Blake. Thank you. I'm sorry that we already took care of your matter.
I understand.
So sometimes, unfortunately, I get violation reports that concern me because it looks like they're headed the wrong way. And so I had one on your client. You are here for Ms.
Jonathan Jimenez, yes.
Oh, Jonathan Jimenez, yeah. And actually, his was a non-report, but he apparently reported since the time that I got the violation report and today. And apparently, everything is going fine. So I've got.
Yeah, he's always been responsive to me, and I always pass along the message that they're waiting to talk to him. And then he tells me, yes, I talked to them. And I even emailed them back at pretrial that, please update this violation report he has reported. And then I didn't get anything.
So yeah,
Brian.
so that's the problem. Communication is real slow between the court and pretrial. And so I don't really like to make people come into court for a compliance hearing when it's already been resolved. But I don't know, we're going to have to try to figure out a way where I can find out, oh, it's not a problem anymore.
Yes.
So that I don't bring people in on that. So we have to work on that. But, everybody, and you're aware of it, everybody's working so fast and so hard that communication does suffer. And so there's just not enough hours in the day to make all those phone calls and send all those emails and text messages.
Understood. Agreed.
Thank you so
Thanks,
much
Judge.
for being here. You have a
No
wonderful
problem.
weekend.
Thanks, you too.
Okay, so now we're going to do Jesus Estrada. Mr. Estrada, will you please unmute yourself, sir?
Did I get it, Judge?
Yes, sir, I can hear you fine. Will you please raise your right hand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Excuse me. This is cause number 656551, the state of Texas versus Jesus Estrada. Counsel, please make your announcements.
Rita Sanchez for the state.
Matthew Brown for defense.
So are you Jesus Estrada?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
You've been charged with the offense of theft from $750 to $2,500. And you will see, do we have a screen share by any chance on this? Okay, great. We're going to look at the defendant's waiver of constitutional rights. And okay, so Mr. Estrada, do you see that on your screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you went over this with your attorney, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And so you know that the offense you're charged with is theft from $750 to $2,500 as a Class A misdemeanor. So the range of punishment for that, the possible punishment is, obviously it's wrong. Oh yeah, it's from 0 days up to 1 year in Bear County Jail, and or from $0 up to $4,000 fine. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
So we're going to go to the next page where it says defendant's signature. Did you electronically sign that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that by signing that document, you are waiving your right to a jury trial, your right to remain silent, as well as all those other rights listed in that document?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have an agreement with the state and I follow it, but then later tonight or tomorrow you change your mind, you want to take back your plea, in order for you to be able to do that, you would need my permission, but I do not have to give that permission. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. If I assess a punishment that is harsher than what you have agreed to, then you can take back your plea, and nothing you've said today or signed for today's hearing can be used against you. Also, if you plead no contest to this offense, I can still find you guilty of this offense. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Brown, have you had an opportunity to discuss the charge with Mr. Estrada?
Yes, Your Honor, I have.
In your opinion, does he have a factual as well as a rational understanding of the charge?
Yes, Your Honor, he does.
Has he been able to assist you in his defense?
Yes, he has.
I approve the waiver. Is there an agreement?
Yes, Judge, the agreement is a $350 fine with court costs, 1 year in the Bexar County Jail probated over 12 months of probation, 48 hours of community service, an ATSE course, no contact with Pacific Northwest Railroad property, and restitution, if any, to be determined by CSCD.
Tell me that last thing again.
Restitution, if any, to be determined by CSCD, the Community Supervision Corrections Department.
Thank you very much. Okay. So, Mr. Brown, is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Estrada, to the offense of theft, $750 to $2,500. How do you plead, sir? And you wrote on your waiver that you were pleading no contest. Is that still what you want to do? Oh.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, Judge. What was that?
Yes. Do you still want to plead no contest to this offense?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Sorry, Judge.
Is anybody forcing you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you doing this of your own free will?
Yes, ma'am.
I will accept your plea. I'm going to assess $350 fine plus court costs. 1 year Bexar County Jail, probated over 12 months, 48 hours community service, the ATSE course, no contact with Pacific Northwest Railroad properties, and restitution, if any, to be determined by CSCD. Is there anything? Let me ask you one more thing. I'm going to give you one more option, Mr. Estrada. I will give you 24 hours credit against your community service requirement if you are or become fully vaccinated for COVID. You do not have to do this. It's purely an option. If you present proof to the probation department that you have already been fully vaccinated, or when you get fully vaccinated, you will get those 24 hours credit. Okay, that will reduce your requirement to 24 hours. Okay.
Thank you very much, Judge.
All right. So is there anything further from the state, from defense?
Nothing, Your Honor. Thank you.
Anything further from the state?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Well, Mr. Estrada, I have followed your agreement, sir. That means you do not have a right to appeal. I want to wish you the best of luck, sir. Make sure and make this probation a success, and so that you can move on with your life and come back to court on maybe other things, okay? So that you don't have to repeat this experience.
Thank you, Judge.
I'm going to ask you, you filled out a personal data sheet. Do you swear that everything you put on there is true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, Judge.
All right, that's a very important document. All right, so I'm going to adjourn this hearing. I do want to ask you now to meet with Mr. Corey Richardson, our CLO, and Mr. Brown, you're certainly welcome to join if you have the time. He is going to give Mr. Estrada important information on what to expect and how to proceed, okay? All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Okay, I think we've gotten through our docket, haven't we? Yep. Okay, so everybody, I think we can go about our business doing some other things. You all have a wonderful weekend. Everybody stay safe. I hope you feel so much better, Miss Sanchez. Take care of yourself. And
we have a 3.
We'll see you on Tuesday. We have a good
So
sized
I'm
topic.
hoping that maybe we can feel better by
Oh, Monday's a holiday.
Yay!
Okay, somebody tell me because I don't keep up.
I just did, Judge. So you don't come into the Judge is trying to load into the docket at 10 and nobody's here.
Okay.
Thank you, Leila. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Ms. Pedro.
Thank you.
Thank
May
you
I
for
be
your
released?
help. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for your help. You have a
Bye-bye.
wonderful weekend.
You too, Judge. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, everyone, enjoy your weekend. Try to catch up on some rest, and we have plenty of time to work next week, even if it's only 4 days.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Have a good weekend, Judge.
Thank you. You too.
I'll just wait for Corey to get out of that breakout room.
Oh, okay. Well, let me make you host, and so I'm going to leave too.
Yeah. Okay. Have a nice weekend. Stay safe.
You too. You too. And this mouse fights me all the time. I don't know why. Okay.
You need a cat.
I need a cat. I'm glad we have a bailiff with a good sense of humor.
Try.
Okay, y'all take care. I'm leaving. Bye.
Bye.
All right, Corey. I was just waiting.
Waiting on you. You took care of everything. Thank you so much. You have a nice weekend and stay safe.
We have Monday off, right?
We do. Yay.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw something where they're gonna try and do like some virtual march.
Oh yeah? How's that?
I don't
Virtual
know.
march?
I don't think that's gonna work. I mean, like,
Oh
do I
my
just
God.
and stare at the camera?
Pretend you're walking.
Into a wall.
Yeah.
Walk to the screen and bump your face.
I know. With the virtual glasses, I've seen those TikTok videos all the time where people destroy their house thinking they're being attacked and run into the TV and knock holes in the walls with their face. It's hilarious.
With the virtual reality
With the
stuff.
VR glasses, yeah, this guy jumped at some characters in the glasses and hit and destroyed his like 75-inch TV.
Oh my
Because
goodness.
he jumped right into it, and then there's people that jump into the wall thinking that they're jumping on something or ducking from something that's going to kill them.
Oh my God, that's
Hilarious.
horrible. You might as well tie yourself down before you put that thing on.
I know. Wear a Nerf suit or something.
Well, and I heard they were doing like workout classes with those too. So you got people jumping around, not seeing what's actually in front of them, just virtual reality. So that's kind of fun.
Yep.
My fiance tried to get me to do yoga once, and I fell into the TV trying to do the exercise she did and broke it. So
Yeah, because your balance is screwed up because you have no spatial awareness, and your ears are all screwed up, and your balance is crazy.
well, the main reason I was mad was because the final four started in like 45 minutes, and I broke the TV. So
Oh no. You can find me down at Hooters watching the screens. Enjoying a dozen wings. Not to mess up my TV. I'm taking this one. You got to take one for the team, honey.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Y'all stay safe.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.